What if I told you that the most iconic skyline in the world, where glass cuts the sky and steel touches the clouds, was once nothing but marshland? A mosquito-ridden stretch of earth. No roads, no buildings, just muddy trails and trees swaying in the Atlantic wind. Before the Empire State Building, before the neon haze of Times Square, before the city that never sleeps, there was silence. A silence broken only by wind and ambition. It all began in 1624. Dutch ships, worn and weathered, made their way up the river that would later bear the name of Henry Hudson. These settlers didn't come to build a city. They came for trade, fur, fish, and fortune, but they left behind something more valuable: foundations. They named it New Amsterdam. The architecture was humble: steep gabled wooden homes, narrow streets, and windmills grinding quietly along the shore. Their buildings mirrored those in the Netherlands. But with one crucial difference here: every brick laid was defying nature. Swamps were drained. Land was claimed. Order was imposed on chaos. No one knew then that these modest beginnings were the roots of the world's most daring city. Then came 1664. The British seized control and renamed it New York. The architectural style began to shift. Brick began to replace timber. Colonial designs emerged, sturdy and symmetrical. But fires ravaged the wooden parts of the city again and again, forcing early urban planners to rethink how the city was built. Stronger materials, fire codes, a new urban order. New York was learning, adapting, growing. By the 1800s, the city began to truly expand. Brownstone became the material of choice. Durable, elegant, and affordable. It reshaped entire neighborhoods. Walk through Harlem or Park Slope today and you'll still see those brownstone facades, silent witnesses to a time when the middle class was rising along with the city. And then came the Industrial Age. With it came iron. Cast iron buildings sprouted in Soho, ornate, mass-produced, functional. They reflected the optimism of the age, a belief that beauty could be industrial. Entire blocks were built like a machine, but one that looked like art. Yet ambition wasn't finished. Steel arrived, and with it the impossible became possible. In 1902, the Flatiron building was erected, a triangular marvel that seemed to defy physics. It was unlike anything anyone had seen, but it was just the beginning. A new race had begun, a race toward the sky. The Chrysler building, with its Art Deco crown gleaming like a jewel, quickly followed. And then, in the middle of the Great Depression, a time when hope seemed dead, New York answered back with something colossal: the Empire State Building. A symbol of defiance, a middle finger to despair. Skyscrapers weren't just about making room. They were about dominance, identity, pride. Each one told the world, "We're here, we're strong, and we're not done." Post-war New York changed again. After the trauma of World War II, the city embraced modernism. The Seagram Building, sleek, minimal, international. The United Nations headquarters opened, positioning New York not just as a city but as a global capital. Yet with this new aesthetic came critique. Cold glass and steel replaced character. Some said New York had traded its soul for simplicity. Then came tragedy and outcry. In 1963, Pennsylvania Station, one of the city's most beautiful architectural masterpieces, was destroyed, flattened, replaced by something forgettable. It was a wake-up call. Outrage turned into activism. Preservation laws were born. New Yorkers began to fight for the past while dreaming of the future. They realized buildings weren't just shelters. They were memories, identity, legacy. In the 21st century, a new skyline emerged. Hudson Yards, Billionaire's Row, the One World Trade Center. These towers shimmered with modernity, built for power, wrapped in technology, designed for the elite. But in between them, tucked in their shadows, are whispers of the past: a centuries-old church, a forgotten tenement, a rusting fire escape. They coexist, the old and the new, like memory and ambition locked in a permanent dance. New York isn't one city. It's thousands of cities layered like rock strata. Dutch beams lie beneath subway tunnels. Colonial bricks are hidden inside luxury condos. The city is alive. It breathes with every demolition and rebirth. Every skyline shift, every rooftop garden added, and every brick salvaged. Architecture here isn't just about design. It's a story of human will. The will to start over, to build higher, to rise from ashes, literally and metaphorically. From 9/11 to COVID, this city has been knocked down, And every time it has answered with steel, glass, and stone. Every building is a chapter. Every corner a memory. And New York? New York is the greatest story ever built.